There was this allegation about ambulance parts in October by the minority. It was under the then minority, now majority. I beg your pardon. The allegation sought to say the supplier did not honor the obligations to his contract. It was under the Ministry of Special Development. What I have here, if Mr. Chairman, with your permission, is ambulance service confirming delivery of all parts and obligations of the contractor. Would you, when giving the nod, delve into this for the public to have an understanding of where the issue and the perspective of this issue in the public interest? Mr. Chairman, this is my last question, and before he answers, I would want to say congratulations in advance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Proceed to give your answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, with respect to the spare parts of ambulance and the contract between the company which is supposed to maintain the ambulances and the Republic of Ghana, per my briefing, these are the facts. Because, Mr. Chairman, if approved by the committee, I am determined to investigate that particular matter. So I can only give you the facts as I was briefed. Mr. Chairman, the facts are that, number one, that same company was given the opportunity to buy not less than 307 ambulances at the rate of $41 million US. And Mr. Chairman, per my briefing, the contract I have seen, then the minister went ahead to sign a contract for the maintenance of the 307 ambulances at the rate of $77 million US in 5 years. Mr. Chairman, don't forget that we all have cars. The deterioration of any car is not as much as the last 5 years, the first 5 years or 4 years. Your machines may not be deteriorated that much. And so these are the facts available to me, and I am going to institute investigation into the matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There was a question emanating from Haji Aladi regarding the nurses trainees, the backlog.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, the unemployment with regard to health professionals in this country is alarming. And the issue has to do with the effect on the wage bill. And therefore, there is the need for us to think outside the box, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, what I'm going to do is probably to link up with other countries so that we in the ministry will facilitate the migration of these health professionals to other countries so that we create jobs for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, by indication, I need to give the floor to Honorable Minority Leader.
My respected colleague, thank you for being here this morning. I know you were expecting to have your day with us last night. I'm sure because of some disagreement, we couldn't have you. That notwithstanding, you made it again this morning. Let me ask you, first, on your CV, you've indicated you're a farmer. I know you to be a commercial farmer. Not many people know you to be a farmer. Can you share with us what you have done so far in your business life?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I hold a humble view that as a country, we have absolutely no reason to import food into this country. We can feed ourselves. And have spoken about this issue severally, and therefore I took the trouble upon myself to demonstrate it. And so I started with cocoa farming, then I ventured into rice. Almost every household in this country consumes rice. Mr. Chairman, I start from planting through processing to distribution of rice. I started with not less than 150 acres of rice in the western north region. At the moment, this year, Mr. Chairman, I'm doing not less than 5,000 acres of rice in the Yagaba, So, Kobori, and EZC area in the northern part of the country. And Mr. Chairman, I am determined to even go beyond that. We have not less than 3 processing machines across the country. One in Western North, another one in the Somaya area, and then we're putting up another one 15 kilometers towards Yendi in Tamale to even bring in other equipment like the parboil machine to be able to get the right quality of rice to be produced locally for the benefit of the country. Thank you.
Now, when MPP came into office 2017, I opted to stay out of government because I was doing so well in the private sector. I didn't want trouble. Kwabena, you are running, I don't want to use the word multi-million-dollar business. You are doing so well. I admire you. I respect you. You're doing so well in the private sector. I've seen my business go bad because I got into mainstream politics. How have you prepared a system to protect this your investment as you now move into limelight? And you're going to be health minister. That's your multi-million-dollar investment. You want to risk it? You ready?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this appointment is called to duty. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Honorable nominee, I do not have any assessment before me that your business is a multi-million-dollar business. So, accordingly, the multi-million-dollar aspect of the question is hereby expunged. You may proceed to answer the rest.
Chairman, in that chamber, those of us in the private sector, we know ourselves. So I would accept that multi-million and replace it with, he's doing so well. He's running a very successful, business. I buy equipment from him, and I do business with him, so I know, and he knows. But anyway, so health minister, how?
The question has been asked. May you proceed to give the answer?
Mr. Chairman, it's a company, and I'm not the only director. And so there are other systems to make sure that the company will run. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, today, yes, you did BSc Mathematics and Statistics. So I know you will be able to take the necessary questions with tact. There is often held perception that when new government assume office, people from all manner of places approach the new government, and it leads to termination of contracts, frustration of businesses. I have some businessmen who have sent me a message, and because you are a private sector man, they want to know what will be your attitude towards those who would come to you and say, terminate this, investigate this, do that. You mentioned the ambulance thing, for instance. The way you see it may not be how it is. all right? And as a businessman, what measures would you put in place to stop those hardliners who will come to you with that kind of attitude? Terminate, cancel, investigate, stop payment, don't pay, don't do this. What would be your attitude?
Please provide the answer.
Thank you. Let me provide some facts to
Honorable members, order.
Let me provide some facts to the committee on the drone matter. The chairman, I have the hazards here. Let me first concede and admit that to the extent that the drone services is extending and supplying essential medications to the hard-to-reach areas in this country is a fantastic idea. Mr. Chairman, as leaders of this country, we owe it as a duty to be candid with the good people of this country. When this particular issue was discussed on the floor of the House, Mr. Chairman, the idea of the drone, and then I have seen some contract between Ghana government and the drone services, and therefore when I come, I'll take my time and then investigate. As and when there is the need, we will cooperate with them because they are doing fantastic job in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kwabena, the last question, and then I would do a few comments. There's when my chief whip is doing systems and policies, who am I? Your party has promised a children's hospital in Accra. You are aware?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What timeline should we expect? Unique selling proposition you are bringing on board as a government in terms of your health policy. We know Kufo, when you go on the street, you say health insurance, they say Kufo. When you hear free SHS, they say Akufado. When you hear Metroma, they say Kufo Bus. What is that unique selling proposition you are bringing on board as a government in the health sector?
Per our manifesto, we have promised free primary health care, and we are going to ensure that primary health care is free. The chairman, we have also promised that we are going to establish a fund called Mahama Care.
Honorable members, let's have some order to listen to the answer.
Again, we have promised in our manifesto to establish a fund called Mahama Care Fund. to take care of chronic diseases. Mr. Chairman, it is our determination to make sure that Ghana becomes pharmaceutical hub. Thank you.
Honorable Nominee, there is nothing further to add. We want to assure you that we're not taking a vote on you. We outside would support our friends to pass you by consensus. We are done, and Chairman, take note that we spent less than 30 minutes on this nominee. It's important. We spent less than 30 minutes. I asked him only 3 key questions, and we've discharged him. So don't complain if we spend more time on another. Don't.
Honourable members, the indication from my right side is that I should have the opportunity to conclude. Honourable members, in conclusion, I acknowledge our revered guest behind the nominee, giving him the moral support. First on my list is Mrs. Lydia Nkrumah, the spouse of the nominee. Then we have Nana Bochi Ababio, the father of the nominee. Nana Ofuri Ahinkan II. We are so traditional council. We also have Nana Arema II, Chief of Joaboso. We have Nana Kwesi Ababio, Chief of Bodi. We have Nana Kwesi Eduhini I, Chief of Jenasi. We have Alhaji Hafiz Adam, Chief Director, Ministry of Health. We have Dr. Richard Salome, General Secretary, Ghana Medical Association. And we have Dr. Eric Kofi Njedu, Chief Executive Officer, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, and Dean of the Chief Executives of Teaching Hospitals. We have Daniel, Registrar Pharmacy Council. Then we have Nana Edu Kwesi, Chief of Survey, Antobia. We have Michael Edu, NDC Regional Chairman, Western Region. You are all welcome. Well, Western North Region, sorry. Honorable members, I have the pleasure of asking him a question, but I do not have a question for him. He sits so close to me. I know his competencies, and I believed he will deliver. We've seen his potentials as a ranking member on Health Committee. So congratulations on your nominations. You will hear from the committee and you are accordingly discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable members, before our next guest, we'll take a short break. We won't leave the committee room, but we'll request that those who are not members of the committee should humbly leave the committee room, and the committee will do a short discussion on some issues. And this should include the media. Please, we promise not to be long, and we'll call you back when we are done. Thank you.